Hi and welcome again to Unit 2, Lesson 1, lesson on telephone. Let's move to section 2.1, where we're going to predominantly talk about telephone etiquette. I'll keep the introduction short and focus on the lesson itself, but lesson 2.1 begins with a reading and tells us the do's and don'ts of telephoning, what you should do and what you should not. This is called telephone etiquette. We're going to look at a lot of how-to-dos. So I hope you're ready for this. We'll look into the following areas. Firstly, how you should always identify yourself at the beginning of every call. Say who you are before you launch into a long monologue of what you're looking for. Next, we're going to look at how you should be sensitive to the tone of your voice. It's no good sounding very excited and sounds like you're shouting when you might just want to speak slowly and clearly and get a much better response. You may have a very strong personality with a powerful voice, but yelling into the phone is the last thing that you should do. Think carefully, though, exactly what you plan to say and discuss before you place the call. Don't call and then try to think on the fly about what you want to say. Maybe make notes of what you need to say. Then we'll look at how best to allow any interruptions during conversations. Interruptions can cause big problems if you lose the listener's attention. We'll look at the lesson on how you should completely do away with interruptions if possible, or at least make them as few as you possibly can. We'll look at how you should speak clearly and slowly, especially when leaving messages. Speed of delivery is very, very important. The slower we say things, the more important things actually are. If we say things quickly, maybe they're not so important. You'll go on to see how you should build the habit of always turning off your cell phone ringer when entering a meeting, a restaurant, or other place where the phone should be or could be an interruption. Avoid those at all costs. And remember, always speak into the telephone receiver with an even and low tone of voice. Lastly, 2.1 goes on to say, don't allow yourself to get distracted by other activities while speaking on the telephone. The lesson continues in 2.2 through 2.4 with a series of short, homemade videos of people making business calls. Forgive the voices here, it pretty much was our first time. You'll see that most conversations have the same format and use a number of easily remembered idioms. The lesson goes on to talk about the idioms themselves. Section 2.5 has 3 recordings or recorded messages for you to listen to. Each will have 3 questions related to the message. Again, listen carefully. The questions are written down for you, just like Section 3 of the TOEIC test. Section 3.1 is a vocabulary review where you have to find the meanings of words. There are about 15 words that are used in the lesson. Use Google and an online dictionary to find the meanings. Write the meanings down in English and in Chinese. This will help you remember. Section 3.2 is a recording of a short dialogue between 3 people. It's very sweet. Listen and fill in the missing words. Good luck!